But yeah, that they didn't use that guy. But as far as that went, yeah, that's actually a really cool fucking detail. But Ant-Man, as far as it goes, he shows up and he's just like Spider-Man, the starstruck outsider. And the whole thing between him meeting Captain America, Steve Rogers. Hey, how you doing? You're shaking your hand too long.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Surprised though that Ant-Man didn't bring any of his troops.
Yeah.
That was kind of a knockoff to me.
But as far as
that would put the turns too easily, I think that would have been.
Well, if you couldn't imagine ants and insects going inside Iron Man,
it was that's just too much. I think that would actually throw the whole fight.
But as far as him having a spot in the fight, just switching back and forth between sizes and everything, fucking perfect.
Yes, it was.
And like when he was throwing the what was it, a fire truck at first, and he thought,
oh no,
it was truck?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I thought that was a water truck.
And he threw around freaking Black Widow.
Yep.
He goes inside Iron Man's suit.
He starts unplugging
shit.
And then you're gonna have to take this to the shop. Who is this? I'm your conscience. We don't talk a lot.
That was hilarious, man.
Great interaction.
Yeah.
But man, Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
Taking down Vision the way she did.
That was interesting.
The way Vision was fighting against Hawkeye.
Yeah. Well,
kind of showcased Vision's abilities a bit.
Yep. Well, he kind of mentioned that he still don't understand.
Oh yeah, he doesn't
understand the gym yet.
It's obvious from everything that they've said so far that Vision is a heavy hitter. He's one of the big guns.
Yeah.
But like they described Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, she's a weapon of mass destruction.
That's what they consider her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's what Iron Man said about her. It's like, yeah, she's 16 years old. She's a foreigner. She doesn't have a visa, and she's a weapon of mass destruction. How can you argue with any of that?
And it was funny the way Vision kind of tried to grasp at her humanity, I guess.
He tried to grasp at humanity, period.
And it's just like he's cooking,
You know what's funny is that the way that they played their particular relationship off was really sweet, and it didn't feel forced. That was probably the best thing about the interactions between all of the characters. Yeah. None of it seemed shoehorned or forced. Mm-hmm. Like you get the sense that that the Scarlet Witch and Vision have started hanging out together a lot from the very first time they're sitting there in a room. He phases through the wall, and she turns to him. She's like, "I told you to knock last time. We talked about it."
But the door was open, so.
Which really kind of indicates, again, he's still really socially awkward.
So that's telling me that he phased through the wall and saw something.
Well, the door was open.
Well, in that particular case, it was open, so he thought it was, fair play. Hey, the door's open. I'm just going to go through the wall. And then what was funny, when he's leaving the room, he chose, I'll use the door this time.
Yeah.
Like,
that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is that it's really sweet as far as the way that they handle that. It's like I've heard from some people that it said like some of the romance aspects feel forced, and I was like, what do you mean? Because the thing with like especially the thing with Agent 13, Sharon Carter, and Captain America, that whole spot when they get their gear back and everything, when Captain America finally goes ahead and he puts a move on her and everything, he's like, I hope I'm not going too fast. And she's like, no. And they're like, no, this is actually a real long time coming because
that wasn't forcing you.
Like, no excuse. That was like not
late. And the funniest part is when Falcon and Bucky were in the back.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah. That's exactly what homeboys were doing.
They were like, yeah, finally.
Not like, oh.
No.
It wasn't. Damn it.
Whoever thinks it was forced.
And wait a minute. Look at what brought them together. He didn't even know. Captain America didn't even know that Peggy was her aunt.
Yeah.
Well, they kept it quiet.
They kept that shit quiet. Well, he didn't even know she was an agent at the beginning.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, until Civil War started, and they started shooting up. Winter Soldier started shooting up his apartment with Nick Fury in there. He didn't know that she was a Shield agent.
So yeah, great to bring back that character.
Yep.
It's funny how in these movies there's no whatever happened to. These motherfuckers show back up.
And they they explained his girlfriend or his girlfriend back then. They finished that, closed that out. That's done.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's done. That has been tied up.
And the way that Agent 13, the way that she read the quotes from Peggy really made the decision of Captain America on why he chose his side.
Yeah.
Why he chose his principles
over
up. Anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that was the grasping point for Captain America.
That was the grasping point for me too. When she started reading that, I was like, there it is, right there.
We're done here. He was conflicted until that
point.
Yeah. Yep. What's funny is that a lot of people were sitting there, they're like, yeah, all that exposition and all that stuff that was happening there was useless. It was like, no, that was like the very last push for Captain America to make up his mind.
And it was a well-needed one.
Yes. And the other thing too is that it did was that, especially with all of the things that they show that happen, that are going on in Captain America's personal life and also Tony Stark's personal life, Iron Man's personal life, it makes, when they finally get together and the large overarching scheme is finally played out in the very last scene, there's a reason why things boil over and it just explodes into this huge fucking ball of rage, because everybody figures out, Tony Stark figures out that they've been had, that Bucky has been framed, just like Captain America has been saying, and that there are really, really horrible, potentially horrible things going on. So he goes ahead and he goes to the place in Moscow where, surprise, surprise, there's supposed to be more Winter Soldiers sitting there frozen in ice. Mm-hmm. So he meets with Captain America and he meets with Bucky, and he says it straight out. He's like, yeah, I might have been wrong. Let's call it truce. There's something we got to take care of here. And they get to a point where things are pretty much okay between the two of them, even though, they know what side of the law they're sitting on, and they've also just got done beating the crap out of each other just a few minutes before. When they sit there and they sit down and they show what Helmut Zemo was planning to happen. I do have to admit it takes a very big suspension of belief and also a lot of faith that these particular people are going to end up in this particular room all at the same time and allow him to do what he does. But when it finally all plays out, it makes fucking sense. Because the thing is that, here's the thing. I've seen an argument that it doesn't make sense as far as Iron Man's reaction or the way that he acted in the last 20 minutes of the film. But if you consider that the way that he acted is not just a culmination of all the things that happened in the 2 hours before that. Yeah. It's actually everything that's happened and been demonstrated that he's been feeling and going through and processing over the last 8 fucking years since the first Iron Man movie. Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially when it turns out that, hey, he finds out, what actually ended up happening that killed his parents and who was actually involved.
What's funny about that? I kind of compare that to the Batman Brave and the Bold episode where he goes after the killer of his parents.
Joe Chill,
Look, Brave and the Bold, that cartoon was a very soft comedy cartoon until that fucking episode.
The funny thing about Brave and the Bold, just to not to jump into another tangent. The funny thing about Brave and the Bold was that it was a very big love letter and homage to a lot of the Silver Age comics.
Yeah, it was.
And there were certain things about it. And there were certain episodes that were surprisingly heavy and deep. It just, not that they were out of place, but it was like, whoa, wow, they could do that in this fucking cartoon also. But yeah, the funny thing is that, Tony Stark finds out that pretty much, again, part of the spoilers, because this is our spoilers.
We're in a spoiler video, so it don't matter. Yeah.
That he finds out that Bucky is the one who ended up killing his parents, that caused the car crash that killed his parents. In fact, they didn't even die from the car crash.
Mm-hmm.
He outright killed them. Yeah, he outright kills them and murders them. And the thing that boils everything over, and he's really trying to contain himself, is that he finds out that Captain America has known this the whole fucking time that this is going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason why the Winter Soldier killed his parents was because they were the serum for the super soldiers.
Yeah, he was doing Winter Soldier.
That was one of his missions. But at the beginning, it was explained he was brainwashed.
Well, everybody knows that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing that got me too was, I understand where Tony Stark is
now,
coming
wait a
from.
minute. You saw Tony processing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was watching that,
and
he had to process that 100%. It wasn't just a pure reaction right after that.
No,
He even questioned Captain America about it.
Yeah,
and Cap actually tries to lie to him. He sits there. He goes, "No," and then he asks him again, "Did you know?" And Cap just does the whole look down thing. He's like, "Yeah, I knew the whole time."
But let me ask you a question. This is a kind of off to a side street here. Let's play devil's advocate. Do you think the fight would have happened anyway if Captain America would have told Tony Stark that Bucky, which is Captain America's best friend, killed his parents?
The fact that he held that information from him for so fucking long, and the way this fucker had to find out.
Yeah, it was fucked up the way he found out.
That was
laptop. Thanks to Baron.
And wait, and all these motherfuckers are in the same room.
Yeah.
So that kills. Okay, someone breaks into my house and steals my fucking belts, my games, and beats up. Okay, look. If I fucking see a video that you two motherfuckers are part of that, and I'm watching the video and you motherfuckers are right there.
There are no questions asked.
There is no questions asked here.
And actually, I thought that Iron Man was like,
he
played it cool at first.
Process that.
Yeah, you can
100% before he reacted. He had to process.
You could see him visually process,
and that's why he asked the question to Captain America: "Did you fucking know?"
Yeah.
He wanted to process that last before he reacted out of context or just anything.
Before he
reacted about a damn thing, he wanted to be 100% sure of whatever he was going to do. He was justified in doing it.
But the thing is, though, what was never really explained was how did Captain America find out? That's a dangling string.
Well. Let's think about it. All of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s secrets were released. All of Hydra's secrets were released in Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how Iron Man didn't find any of that. But see, Tony Stark didn't really care about the death of his father.
Yeah.
He was more about his mother.
He was more about his mom than anything else.
That's what he mentioned. He said, "You killed my mother." He didn't
mention father. After they was fighting, Captain America, he's like, "Yeah, killed my mother."
But at the beginning,
because he showed him doing this he showed the Winter Soldier doing the shit to his father. But when he went and grabbed his mom, that was it.
Well, I mean, at the beginning when he was in that seminar for, you know, giving the kids money and stuff, you know, with that holographic thing, you know, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we knew that there was
and
some...
see, that's the thing about it is he was still processing that. As the Reverend alluded to earlier, he was still processing that from years and years before.
And then here's Captain America who knew about it. You know,
didn't disclose any information whatsoever, or like Tony, I know what happened to your parents. I think it was selfish on Captain America's part because he knew
that. Hang on, he knew that Iron Man will be going for Bucky. Will be dead.
Well, he didn't know about Bucky until Bucky was unfrozen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And Winter Soldier. And that's the same thing. That's the same time that he found out that, I'm assuming, that Bucky killed his parents.
Well, as he was searching for Bucky, that's the only way he could have backtracked and found
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and then at that point, I would think that Captain America refrained from telling, you know, Tony Stark that he knew that, you know, he basically Captain America was trying to see the good that's in Bucky.
Yeah.
Well, because he knew
that good is in Bucky.
And he knows why Bucky was doing what he was doing.
Yeah, that wasn't because he said it several times in that fight. That was not him.
Does it? Well, I see that is him on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's the human emotion talking, and that was a great thing that they had that. Because every human being with a heart, with a mind, and with emotion, and that really love their parents, would truly fucking understand why he did what he did.
Like the Reverend was saying earlier, I mean, there are some disconnect a little bit with, you know, having all three of them in the same room.
No, that was plain.
No, I know.
Like I said, it takes a lot of faith.
Captain America went to that place.
Well, they were after him.
Well, Iron Man had to go.
No, he
go and
Iron Man.
Falcon.
Well,
to find out.
Yeah. Why? Because they were like, okay, this motherfucker is the one that framed him. We got to go get him, and he's planning something bigger, so we got to go here.
Yeah.
So that's the way. And Iron Man found out. Okay, I found out.
Iron Man had full, or actually, I think the whole group that was in prison had the idea thinking that old boy, the Baron, would actually, you know, have the Winter Soldiers alive, and they're absolutely right, 100%. If the other guys were alive,
well, no, he killed them off.
Yeah, that would have been
died in their sleep.
That would have been some serious.
So he lured them there not to just because that was a plot twist. Everybody's like, he's gonna go there, he's gonna unleash
that bullshit,
he's gonna release them, and then
they're gonna fight and kill each other.
No, or they're gonna unite and ward off this enemy. No. That was a nice twist that they fucking did that because it eliminated some of the
when the Baron first opened up the hatch or whatever, right? The Hydra hatch.
Everybody's like, oh, he's gonna fucking...
Yeah, he's gonna... And then he actually turned the machine on, you know, and they saw...
So when Iron Man gets there, they're gonna fight, and then they're gonna see this new threat, and they're gonna join, and they're gonna fight. No, it didn't happen fucking like that.
Yeah.
That predictability is out the fucking window, and that's why
that was a good plot to get those...
No one saw that coming. No one saw that coming, and everybody was like, holy shit. So as far as not seeing that coming at all, that's why I will not say anything bad about it.
Yeah.
Because it fucked with predictability just for a little bit.
That would be the only logical way to get Captain America and Iron Man to literally tear each other apart.
Well, again, but that was Baron's mission.
That was Baron. Yeah.
He's like, look, at the end, he's like, look, I couldn't go after them myself.
Hell no.
No, more powerful men than me trying to do that.
Yeah. And they failed. So.
Yep.
I mean, I think it was kind of a cop-out at the very end. Now, with him trying to commit suicide, I was like,
Hail Hydra.
Yeah, that's what I was like, oh, no.
He didn't say Hail Hydra. His whole thing.
Black Panther was like, no, you're not getting out of that easy. No.
And see, Black Panther follows Iron Man around.
Correct.
To them, and then Black Panther actually overhears that Winter Soldier didn't kill his father.
Correct.
He overheard that. He's like, damn. You can see, you couldn't even see his face, but you saw he was like, okay, so I know the dude that I have to go get. And
the thing is, though, Black Panther didn't choose to kill him.
No.
Because he had his...
he had his
claw. Yeah, I know. Yeah. He had his claws out.
Yeah. He's like, everybody else is consumed by vengeance, but I won't be.
Yeah.
You try to kill himself, he's like, you're not getting away that easy.
No. You got
you're going to live, you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great great
plot,
storytelling.
great
All
storytelling.
of it. All of it.
And it made logical sense.